Welcome back. Now, Redefine Properties reported steady growth for the 2025 financial year, attributing its strong performance to a focus on portfolio quality, balance sheet strength, and also disciplined capital allocation. The group says it's ending the financial year in far better shape, with all key metrics trending positively. Redefine CFO Ntobeko Nyawo joins us now for greater perspective on the year that was. CFO, it's good to speak to you, and I suppose good news for you as well. What's driving Redefine that you can issue a dividend which has investors smiling?
Thank you for having us. It's really very pleasing to print 7.8% growth on our earnings in such a tough operating macro. And I think what's really driving that, if you unpack it, is really two big components, which is to your point. Our strategy of disciplined capital allocation is really paying through in terms of the quality of the portfolio, that all actually positive operational metrics are coming through in our retail sector here in South Africa, in our industrial sector here in South Africa. The challenge a little bit, our office is defending very well, but it's tough in that part of our segment. And then our offshore business also coming through and delivering very strong earnings growth. If you look at EPP Core, which is our directly held portfolio, printing an NPI like-for-like of 4.2% as well.
See, this is very interesting because this is a good sign of our local economy doing well. I'm going to go back to COVID-19, where people were not looking at properties, they were not their businesses, it was all stay at home. What has the turnaround been? I mean, at what point did you say to yourselves, let's get people back to our properties?
Yeah, I think if you look at the quality, about 95% of our office portfolio is actually all in A and P grade, which is high quality offices. So we don't have much of a leg. So what we can offer to the market really becomes a compelling proposition in terms of culture, the destination to office, people collaborating, and more especially in services industries where knowledge transfer from your experienced workers to the new people that are coming into so many sectors, like in the accounting profession or the lawyers and the banks. So that actually needs a destination of collaboration. And I think the quality of our office offers that attribute in terms of the South African market.
Which portfolios have been growing? I know you have a few. Where have you seen growth and where are there sort of concerns? Because sometimes a portfolio will prop up another portfolio doing well versus that which isn't.
Yeah. It's a benefit of diversification. You're quite right. So that's why we are largely a diversified player, is that through the market cycles, we will have components of our business behaving differently. So at the moment, I think, and you touched on the pandemic. If I take you 5 years ago in the pandemic, the office sector was the most resilient sector because it had blue chip tenants and it actually didn't need a lot of support during the pandemic. Whereas the retail, I think here at Redefine, we gave our retailers over 300 million support in rental relief. Now, fast forward to today, interest rate cycles have changed. We've got a lower inflation environment in South Africa with a revised target of 3%. Now, the consumer, which is from a discretionary income, has also seen a little bit of a relief in that side, given the interest rates levels being at long-term averages. So now retail is recovering. I think if I look at just the like-for-like growth out of our retail business was sitting at 5.7%, whereas our office detracted at minus 8.9%. But our industrial, which is also a consumer-led business, because all of our warehousing and modern logistics components of that portfolio support the last mile delivery and all of those consumer things, delivered a 12.3% like-for-like growth.
I was looking at your portfolio today on offices, and I just thought to myself, there was Ravonia, there were all different portfolios. And I just thought to myself, are there any areas that aren't working? That you thought to yourself, in other words, Sandton's evergreen, but that some areas aren't. I mean, you need to move. I mean, it's a very difficult question, but this is what's happening.
Yeah, I think the nodal performance will always be in a portfolio. So I think let's just pick at Senti. You know, if you look at what is described as a golden mile, which is all the offices within a very close radius to the train, the public transport, and all of that, and the other amenities like retail and shopping. Those tend to be quite doing very well, but the other offices that are on the tail end, on the outskirts of that circle, are actually backlinks. So that's why you will see that we have done in the past 5 years, recycled our office portfolio to end up with a 95% high quality properties. It's an active strategy that we've employed in our business. And then, of course, there will be other notes that really and the recovery, which also speaks to the rate of recovery. Our offices in Cape Town are 100% full, no space to actually, there's no availability of stock in that part of the market. So we're also pleased with those kind of very green shoot recoveries that come through, especially when you get some of the fundamentals working in the background.
You spoke about the city of Cape Town, of course, the city of Johannesburg. We've got the G20 coming up. Are you looking at some green shoots in Johannesburg to say, what about there? What about there? It's a difficult question again.
No, I think, one of the things that we really would like and hope is that the speed at which we've seen some of the remediation of infrastructure in preparation for the G20, if at least we can keep that. And I think we will then get a lot of things working in our city here in Joburg. On my daily commute from home to the office, I've never seen so much roadwork being fixed. The lights are up. So it's starting to tell you that actually, even embedded in Johannesburg, we do have the ability to get the city to work. Of course, there are challenges, and I think if I think just about some of the challenges in Joburg that are coming, the water challenge is one of the things that we really need to pay a lot of attention to, because it's going to become the next electricity where we were with electricity with water as well.
Always a big challenge for properties. CFO, thank you so much for joining us on Business Day TV and The Closer. I do appreciate you taking the time. That was Ntobeko Nyawo, CFO of Redefine Properties.